Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back. Yeah, I felt like absolute crap, so I took a little bit of time off. Now, I'm ready to talk 915. So let's deal with class balancing. But wait, there was the binding shot changes? No, those were reverted. Well, that didn't take long to go over the class changes, did it?
Fuck.
Let's get into it. So this week sees the launch of 915, a patch that I have called the one that keeps on giving. Now normally a minor patch is equivalent to fast food. It's just like a sandwich or a cheeseburger. Something just to tide us over until the big juicy patch. But this minor patch it's been feeling more like one of those massive 14-course meals. Only it seems that after an amazing first couple of courses, they've just kind of turned around and gone, that's kind of what we've got. How about you have some of these energy bars and a yogurt coupon? Does that help? Now, most of the criticism is in regards to class balancing, or should I say lack of. With the hard AoE cap being replaced by a soft AoE cap, it kind of feels like rather than doing internal testing, they're just going to release this into the wild, see what chaos it causes, and then tweak and balance as they go. But rather than talk about what we don't have in terms of class balancing, let's talk about what we do have, specifically in regards to what's coming for our alts. So a massive one that will please many is finally, Jesus, how long did this take, Liz? Finally, we are able to skip the Maw Introduction. And even better than that. Because you may be thinking, yeah, but Grim, I went and did a load of the questing, and then I got to that cave with Jaina, and I was just like, I'm done, Grim. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm walking away. Well, fear not, my friend. Because I have 3 characters currently stood in that damn cave. Inside that cave will also be another opportunity to skip. There'll be a mob in there, you can talk to them, and then boom! You'll be able to skip to the end and be in Oribus. That is huge. And yes, to those of you that are saying, Grim, don't praise that, it should have been in the game from the start, or at least added in 9.1, I hear you, and I 100% agree. It should have been added in 9.1. If the only benefit you gain from doing that quest line is simply storytelling, or really from any major quest line, if it's just there to tell you the story, once you've done that story once, kind of just let us skip it on alts. Then it would be different. It would be a completely different if we met Jaina, we go into the cave, and the representatives of the Covenants are there, and they're like, you need to pick your Covenant now, young man, or woman, or troll, or orc, or goblin. Yeah, that's a major thing that needs to be done. You can't skip that. But all we're talking about here is a story point. And literally all this one does is set up Jailabad, all the more stuff's coming here, and without you, the entire leadership of the Horde and the Alliance would be dead by now. But speaking of the Maw and Torghast, we now have leveling in Torghast. Something I know. There's going to be some of you out there going, I'm not doing more Torghast. Now, it's something I'm really looking forward to, but I entirely get what you mean. I think Blizzard once again have kind of missed the mark with Torghast, very much like they did with Islands. When you force people to do something, they would instinctively take a disliking to it, because they want to be doing something else. Instead, if you make the content fun, which in my personal opinion Islands and Torghast are when you take out the necessary grind, and then you put in there some cool rewards, maybe some challenges, achievements, mounts, pets, transmogs, things like that. It's the reason the Mage Tower is so loved. Simply because it was an optional thing. It was a challenge that the player could face if they wanted to. You didn't make the Mage Tower a massive source of AP. If we had to run the Mage Tower 400,000 times just to gain AP, we'd put it in the same pile that we do with Warfronts, with Islands, with Torghast. But that aside, I know personally, a lot of my alts will be leveled with a mix of probably Islands and Torgi. I've done a couple of videos on this before, but I'm still looking for some mounts from Islands, and I believe that at lower levels, say up until 55, Islands are going to be faster and going to give a greater amount of XP. And then what I think I'll do is I'll probably swap over to Torgi as I say, when I hit 55 and then finish up, because I'll be able to gain knowledge tower for my box of many things, which is always good. Or maybe not, because bonus objectives during the Threads of Fate will no longer take you longer than 9.15 has taken to actually become live. Yeah, if you remember back in Legion or BFA, we had really nice, fast world quests. Hey, that general, you need to go and kill him and then pick up 10 swords. Done. Now in Shadowlands, it's a nice little Fae going, hey, do you want to commit mass genocide and just to fill up 10% of this bar? Yeah, you have to kill hundreds of mobs just to fill up 50% of a bar. Hopefully, 915 comes, this is going to be much easier and we'll be able to speed our way through all of these quests. Now, I'm actually going to give this a test. When we go live, I'm going to go and basically take one of my characters and do Torghast non-stop. I'm going to take another one, just do islands, and finally we're going to do threads. So just see where it puts us. One, in terms of things like gold. Two, in terms of how fast it actually was. How much end game stuff we've got. So renown, whether that renown actually matters. All those sort of things. We'll be doing that. But that is for another time, because we still have things to talk about. Next up, we have faster Soulbind unlocks. Now, this has changed somewhat in recent weeks. Previously, the idea was you could just skip your character to Renown 40, and everything that took you up to there was going to just be unlocked. You'd be good, as if you had done the grind, got to 40. That's no longer the case. Instead, so long as you have one character that has previously completed the story and unlocked all 3 Soulbinds, then you'll be able to use all 3 Soulbinds on alt. By the way, when 915 finally drops on Tuesday in America and on Wednesday in the EU, log your main in first. Whoever has the most renown, log them in first. The game will recognise that, and then when you log in lower level alts, it'll go, okay, fine, you've done this on a main. If you don't log that main in first, then it's just going to assume you haven't done anything. So yeah, make sure you log your big boy or girl in first, and then you should be all good. So at that point, it's then going to recognise that you've got all 3 Soulbinds unlocked on your main, and therefore they will be available to you on your alts. Why have they changed this from what we were going to get is completely unknown, or at least to me it's unknown. You can still skip chapters 1 to 2 of the 9.0 story by going to Korthia, but should you want the campaign transmog sets or the ability to progress past chapter 3, I want to say, of the 9.1 story, then yeah, I'm afraid you're still going to have to go through and do those Covenant storylines all over again. But on the subject of eye rolls, oh, this is a bugbear of mine. Let's talk Heirlooms. The once great leveling set is now about as useful as, well, Bane and Velen in our fight against the Jailer. But don't worry, should you wish to upgrade your looms to 59, now you can with the Eternal Casings and Scabbards. The casings are going for a cool 5,000 each. The scabbard, which is for your weapons, is going to be 7,500 each. And I've got to say, I'd be maybe slightly interested in this if the bonuses didn't suck. If it was actually useful again. I don't know, give each piece of gear a flat 5% bonus to XP, and that stacks. Then add maybe faster gathering. Maybe that you can gather while mounted on your boots. Maybe professions level faster if you're wearing a chest piece. You gain more gold and rep from quests. All these bonuses would stop at 59, so you couldn't overly abuse them. Because the simple truth is, we don't have this gear. We do not have these max level heirlooms when the expansion launches. They are literally there to help out characters trying to catch up. So maybe we could make them just a little bit more helpful in that regard, rather than just, yeah, would you like more bonus rested XP? Well, there you go then. Now next we have flight point maps. A strange one, I will say, but I guess for new players this may be required or wanted. I mean, then again, each map is costing 10,000 gold. So is a new player really going to want to be spending that kind of gold? I'm getting ahead of myself. Hang on, let's rewind this a minute. We're now able to purchase what are called scouting maps. And these will allow us to learn all the flight points in a various expansion. So you could have Outlands, Northrend, Cataclysm, and so on. To buy all of them is going to be a cool 70,000 gold in total. Which is strange, because when we hit 30, we gain flying. So you could just fly around a given zone and just get whatever flight points you required. And if you're questing and you don't have flying, well then you're spoon-fed. They hold your hand going from flight point to flight point, from quest hub to quest hub. You're led there by the quests themselves. No, I know, it's all good. This has been there before. If I remember correctly, we had the book in BFA. I can't remember if it was the rep-bound one. But I remember that being account bound. You could send it to all your alts and they could learn the flight points. So hey, I mean, at the end of the day, if you need the flight point maps, they're there, all good. And if you don't, well, you're not really going to care about this. But something anyone planning on leveling an alt all the way to Shadowlands will care about is the ability to gain Renown 40 in one hit. Now yes, as I said before, this has been tarnished a little bit by not skipping the story and everything else. But all that's required is one character that is renowned 80 with any covenant and a mere 500 gold. Now, be warned, also this is a PTR number. It should be 500 gold. That kind of makes sense, but we shall see when it actually goes live. Now, once you have paid out your 500 gold, you will gain an item called the Broker Mark of Distinction. This is an account-bound item which you can send to any of your alts. Once you've done that, you simply click on it and boom! That alt is transformed into a Renowned 40. But I'm interested to see how useful this is actually going to be. So for instance, let's say you're leveling via Torghast. Well, when you're doing Torghast, you gain rep. You actually gain... I gained, when I tried it on PTR, rep every single run I did. So I would imagine if I'm leveling like that, I'm going to be pretty damn close to Renown 40 by the time I'm done. Certainly once we hit max level. But if you're going for Fates or you're doing Islands, it is a great way to catch up, especially for only 500 gold. It's just a shame that I'm still going to have to go through and do those Covenant quest lines if I want to get everything completed, and I will do. It will trigger me. I can't help it. I apologise. The last two are both Anima focused. Now first up we have the Traveller's Anima Cache. This is purchased for 1000 Anima and gives you an account bound item that you can send to an alt that will give them, well, 1000 Anima. It's a direct one-to-one, which is actually really nice. Blizzard aren't just trying to, oh, give us 1000 Anima and you get 750 you can send to an alt, which has been done in the past. Now this can be used to obviously help level up their gear. It can be helped to build their Covenant buildings and just give them a little helping hand on the way. We all know what it was like at the beginning of Shadowlands. We were desperate for that Anima. So yeah, help your alts out with this. Now, speaking of taking, or giving with one hand, taking with the other, the way Blizzard are going to try and get that Anima away from us is the time-bound ruminations. Again, this is an account-bound item. Once it's used, it will upgrade one of your table followers to level 30. It's costing, at the moment, 10,000 Anima each. It's basically just an Anima sync. You gain Anima. Oh, look, upgrade your followers with this. There you go. And don't get excited. Sadly, if you were trying to use 2 on one character, you can't get them to 60. It just goes to 30, and that's it. So you still have a little way to go before you max them out. And that's it. That is it for these quality of life changes. And as good as they are, I can't help but think they mostly help those of us that want to roll alts, rather than those that have left and just want to catch up on their mains. Now I know there are the tweaks coming. There's the changes to some of the reps, especially the Codex faction in Korthia. Plus we have some nice, okay, the profession drop rates, great. But if you're someone that loves just one character, after the dust of Legion M+, and the Mage Tower settles, which is 2 weeks, and then that's gone, to God knows how long rotation, will what we've got left be enough to keep you going if you just want to play your one character? If you've just got time to only play one character? For me, as someone that loves alts, this is heaven for me. I'm not going to lie, No 1.5 is absolute heaven. I just worry that a lot of those quality of life changes have been put in place because they know once the balancing starts, once they start drastically messing about with the meta, you know, I'm looking at you, Windwalker Monk. How long are you going to keep being soft-capped on Chi-Chi procs as you spin to win? Are we being given the tools now to easily level back up and swap and change covenants as needed? Now, granted, that's my tinfoil hat lizard brain just coming up with, is it a dastardly plan? Is that why they've made all of these changes? Hopefully it's not. In terms of just looking at it from a gamer point of view, I'm happy personally with the content. I'm slightly worried that if they drag out 9.2 as long as we've been waiting for 9.15, we're going to have problems. As I say, I'm really pleased about what I'm seeing here, and yeah, I'm looking forward to diving in with some more alts. Only got another 20 to level. I know, I need to get out more. But that is enough for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I will catch you all in the next video. Laters, everyone.